It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting there. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your ball. I got squat, I fold. I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she home. It's shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though. It's hip hop, you know, or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
We are live with episode 11 of season 4 of Nemesis. My name is Alexander Shaw. I am joined at the commentary table today by Jay Scott, and we have an absolutely fantastic night of action on tap for you just ahead of Gold in the Bank in 7 days' time. Jay, you've got to be excited about Gold in the Bank, and you've got to be excited about your match, or say your client's match coming up right now. You have a bit of a vested interest in this one.
Very much so. My business partner is going to absolutely demolish Alex Clark here tonight, and I cannot wait to see it. A new era of punishment is going to descend over Nemesis, starting with this opening match right here tonight.
You know, Rodrigo actually had quite the big start here in Nemesis, beating Dr. Wrestling Jr. in a best 2 out of 3 series. He may have failed to qualify for Gold in the Bank, but tonight he has a chance to prove he's still a threat.
The opening match of Nemesis is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 215 pounds, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Rodrigo Del Gaiso.
And of course, the newest addition to Starjammer LLC, the purveyor of punishment, here to absolutely destroy and wreck house here on Nemesis. I mean, look, I was talking to him backstage. We were going over Alex Clark's strategy when he goes into a match, and I am extremely confident that my new business partner, Mr. Del Gaiso, is going to absolutely destroy Alex Clark here tonight. Definitely my pick to win. What do you say, Mr. Shaw?
I mean, I've got to be completely honest, this might be the biggest pickup you've had so far for Starjammer LLC. Not to put down any of the members of the Genesis roster that have joined the brand, but Rodrigo, someone who has had such a hot start here on Nemesis, definitely, they call him in sports a blue chipper pick. Someone who, you know, they're a rookie that's got a lot of promise, and I think you've got that here with Rodrigo. He has already shown his stuff. I'm excited to see what he can do as a part of Starjammer LLC, but I'm also excited to see what he can do here tonight against Alex Clark.
And his opponent, weighing 203 pounds, from London, England, the Crimson King, Alex Clark.
Now, Alex Clark making his way down to the ring here, and similar to Rodrigo, also failed to win in the Gold in the Bank qualifier, and similar to you, Jay. But Alex Clark, he's someone who, again, much like Rodrigo, came here at the start of the season to CW well and hasn't had as much of an opportunity to really break out and show his stuff. But here tonight, picking up a win against Rodrigo could put him on that path to the top of the Nemesis roster.
Well, I agree. A win here would be crucial for either of these competitors here tonight. But, I have the utmost faith that my business partner, Mr. Del Gaiso, is going to start his era of punishment with Alex Clark and decimate him here tonight. I would also like to say, bringing up my own Gold in the Bank loss, failing to qualify for that match, it's a bit of a low blow, and I think I'm going to register an official complaint with General Manager Tommy Hauser.
I mean, hey, I'm just bringing up the facts here. In fact, it was actually in a match with Rodrigo, I'm pretty sure, so I just sort of have to ask, is that sort of how you got to know Rodrigo Del Gaiso? Through that Gold in the Bank match?
We had already started talking before, and then of course we were talking a little bit of business at my annual Spooktober bash the night before. As I've discussed before, that is why I unfortunately was not able to pick up the win there, because I was very hungover after not only competing in but winning, starting off with a huge dragon suplex, but as I was saying, not only competing in but winning my annual Spooktober Champagne Chug Challenge. Now here comes Mr. Del Gaiso, whipping him into the corner and laying the big hands on him. His striking abilities are why he is such a tough competitor. He has those educated feet and educated fists. But Alex Clark able to get out of the way of that low drop kick.
Yeah, Alex Clark, no slouch himself, and we see a kick to the back by Rodrigo, standing right back up and sends Alex Clark to the outside. And this could very much so be a game of cat and mouse, as we've seen at the beginning. Can Rodrigo catch Alex Clark, as Alex Clark has done his best to evade him in the early portions of this match?
He has nailed him with an absolute barrage of strikes, laying in kicks to the gut and punches to the back of the head, whipping into the corner once again. Now, when you get whipped into the corner like that and you bounce off the turnbuckle, it just rattles your whole spine and rattles your abdomen. It knocks the wind out of you a little bit, but not as much as, it does not put you in as much pain as this horrific armbar does, which Alex Clark is able to get out of.
Not just the armbar, but the leg lock, and we see the drop kick there from Alex Clark. Sort of, I think, what Rodrigo's trying to deter there with that sort of submission. Quite the submission specialist is Rodrigo, but we also know he can knock someone out just as easily as he can make them tap. But Alex Clark is not someone to give up easy.
I'm hoping to see one of those knockouts here tonight against Alex Clark. Quite frankly, I think he could use a little bit of a humbling. I can't stand arrogant people.
Well, right now, Alex Clark up to the top. Elbow drop connects. I was just going to say, Jay, you can't stand arrogant people. I think it's a good thing that you're sitting down at the commentary desk right now, because Alex Clark taking the fight to Rodrigo and now locking in that sleeper hold, looking to make him pass out here. But Rodrigo able to escape with the jawbreaker.
Reverses into that huge sitting jawbreaker, and then picking him up, huge Olympic slam.
That high angle slam by Rodrigo, and now immediately back, working that arm, going to be setting up possibly for that Del Gaiso special or the baptism. Something we have seen from Rodrigo in the past, and you've got to feel if he can get either of those holds locked on, it could be a short night for Alex Clark, but he is able to break the hold and sends Gaiso to the outside, and this could be a moment for a bit of a breather for Alex Clark.
He is able to break the hold, but the damage may have already been done, of course. He needs that arm strength to lift his opponent up for that Lucifer's Creed or the gory special flatliner, which he loves to execute at the end of the match. And that may be impossible now with the damage that's already been done to the arm and the damage that has continued to be done to the arm as Del Gaiso continues to work the arm in this match.
Yes, and like I said, Del Gaiso so far doing a good job at setting up for the knockout, and that could have been the knockout shot right there. Huge boot to the jaw, and I'm honestly surprised that Alex Clark is still fighting in this one. Throwing the punches, able to turn him around, and he's got him right where he wants him. Looking to send Rodrigo to his final destination. Bridge into the cover, two. No.
My business partner is not going to go down that easily. Not only is he a tough competitor, he's an intelligent competitor. He sees that the strategy that Alex Clark is enabling in order to execute that final destination suplex, that electric chair German suplex. He needs that arm and leg strength, and that is exactly why Rodrigo has been targeting the limbs of Alex Clark.
And it might be good night, senor, for Alex Clark. That running knee strike.
Adios.
And Rodrigo picks up a big win for Starjammer LLC. That dangerous knee strike coming out of anywhere. Gotta give thanks to Alex Clark for, bringing the fight to Rodrigo. But at the end of the day, Starjammer LLC comes out with a big win.
A clean knockout, just what I wanted to see out of my business partner. And as I said, this is the beginning of a new era of punishment for everyone here at Nemesis who tries to go up against Starjammer LLC.
The winner of the match, Rodrigo Del Gaiso.
Well, I'm sure, Jay, you're especially happy about that win. Rodrigo picking up the victory here over Alex Clark, and I've got to feel, this is my professional opinion, I could see big things in the future for Del Gaiso here in the CWL.
I feel very much the same, but there's a lot of big things on the line here tonight as our this tag team match leading us into Gold in the Bank. There's a lot of animosity between all four of these men in this match. A big chaotic tag. It's exactly what I like to see.
Yes, also a lot of history between these men. And I've got to say, this one, you're going to see four of the best that Nemesis have to offer. And you're going to see them also, you're going to see some of these people just in 7 days' time at Gold in the Bank.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first, Connor Gates and his tag team partner, your Twitch champion, Ryan Quinn.
Here comes Connor Gates, a man that not a huge fan of due to the fact that he handed me my first loss here in CWL. But I gotta admit, I did lose, but it was against one of the toughest competitors we have here on Nemesis, Connor Gates. I mean, a tremendous athlete, a very ruthless individual, and I'm sure he's going to bring a lot of that ruthlessness here into the ring tonight in this tag team match against the team of TJ Black and Alexander. But now here comes his tag team partner.
Yes, Ryan Quinn making his way down to the ring, and you mentioned how tough Connor Gates can be, and I think Ryan Quinn found that out firsthand because Ryan Quinn's first Twitch title reign was actually ended by Connor Gates. So you've got to feel, especially with them just a month ago fighting again for the Twitch title at Shadowband, there might be a little bit of animosity between them, but there also has to be a lot of respect between these two because they both understand how good the other competitor is.
I agree completely, and the question is, will that past rivalry bubble up to the surface and make it harder for them to cooperate, or will their mutual respect enable them to kind of cooperate really excellently here in this match? And I can't take my eyes off that beautiful Twitch title. How do you think? I think that would look pretty good around my waist. What do you think?
I think the Twitch title looks good around just about anybody's waist. One of the most well-designed belts in the CWL, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, though, you mentioned how these two have a lot of, respect, could have a lot of animosity. Another thing you have to keep in mind, these two are both former tag team wrestlers. In a tag team match, you've got to wonder if maybe they'll be the ones to have a bit more chemistry with each other.
That's absolutely true. Alexander prides himself on kind of going solo. Maybe that'll kind of bite him in the butt here in this match as he goes up against these experienced tag team competitors.
Absolutely, we'll have to see. And Ryan Quinn winning that title at Endgame 3 by honestly decimating John Spartacus in a 2 out of 3 falls match, winning 2-0, and then defending it against 3 men and one night at Shadowband in that fatal 4-way. He now looks to Gold in the Bank, where he'll be fighting TJ Black for the title. And I've got to be honest, I don't know if anyone could take this title off Ryan Quinn. He might just be damn unstoppable in the form he is in right now.
I'm very excited to see him compete against TJ Black. The outcome of that match is very interesting to us here at Starjammer LLC. All sorts of things can happen after Gold in the Bank.
I mean, with Rodrigo picking up that big win here tonight and the wins over Doc Garza Jr., he could be the next in line for a title shot.
Could be him, it could be someone else. We'll see.
And their opponents, Genrock, Nemesis, the Loaded Guy, TJ Blxck.
Well, we see the Nemesis, the so-called leader of Nemesis, the general, make his way into the ring here. And we mentioned the animosity between Connor Gates and Ryan Quinn, but we need to remember, 1 year ago, it was Alexander leading the charge against the Disciples of Evil going into Gold in the Bank, and who was just recently betrayed Nemesis and joined the Disciples of Evil, none other than TJ Blxck. So you've got to feel that if any two people are going to have animosity in this match, it's going to be these two. I mean, these two were quite literally in a civil war against each other on Nemesis. That's not something you let go of easily.
That's true, and you mentioned how, you know, Alexander, he's General Nemesis, but I didn't see you standing up and saluting. I had my hand raised. I was at attention. He's our General Nemesis. He's one of our leaders. We should be appreciating him, and you're just sitting there and ragging on him.
I'm sitting here doing my job. I'm sitting here and talking about the general and glorifying him in a way that is, you know, bound for his glory or whatever. But what I would like to talk about is TJ Blxck getting a shot at the Twitch title, because he, much like Ryan Quinn, recently beat John Spartacus at Shadowband. He set out to embarrass John Spartacus, and some claim that's exactly what he did. And now he looks to go against Ryan Quinn, the man that dethroned him for the Twitch title last year at Midsummer's Mayhem. This time the roles reversed as to who the champion the challenger is. But tonight we've got Connor Gates and we've got Alexander starting things off, and these two have had quite a bit of beef in the past couple weeks.
I'm very interested to see, of course, in a match like this where all the competitors are just so tough and so fiery. The very beginning of the match, it says a lot about how the match is going to go. And the fact that Connor Gates was able to land that initial bit of offense, but now Alexander's coming in strong with those double axe handles, it's very interesting. It's just that we're going to have a very competitive and hard-hitting match here tonight. Reversing that suplex attempted to a Northern Light suplex of his own, that's Connor Gates.
And the thing is with Connor Gates, regardless of his win-loss record, regardless of his accolades in singles action, one thing any competitor in that locker room will tell you is that he is one of the toughest men on the roster. He's one of the men where, you know, no matter what you throw at him, it somehow never seems to be enough. There's no such thing as an easy match against Connor Gates. I think you were someone who actually found that out in your debut.
Now look, I cannot argue that at all. When I was in that match against Connor Gates, I threw everything I had at him, and he just kept getting up. He is a tough competitor, and that is why I picked his team of him and Ryan Quinn to mend this tag team match here tonight. What is your pick?
I mean, I've got to, you know, I try to stay impartial, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would have to pick Quinn and Gates, if not just for the fact that Quinn, being a champion, you know, he's got that prestige to him, but also, I mentioned before, the over a year's worth of hatred between Alexander and TJ Blxck. You know, you've got to feel that there's that extra, you know, little bit of an X factor, so to speak, to their team that just, you know, not going to end well.
But Alexander with that impressive combo, getting his legs swept, then hopping right back up and nailing Connor Gates with that drop kick.
Yeah,
My question is, does Alexander want to keep the punishment going outside the ring or bring him back in? And it looks like the answer is the former.
And now slamming him against our announce table here. But these two continuing to ball back and forth. We have to remember there is a 20 count here in the CWL. And, you know, got to be wary of that, because you do not want to go into one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year on a draw or a loss if you are Connor Gates.
Of course, Connor Gates nailed him with that huge back suplex, tossed him back in the ring, and stomping on the elbow of Alexander. Oh my God.
Twisted view. And now goes into the cover. Ryan Quinn looked to come in and try and stop TJ Blxck, but TJ Blxck was right there. And now goes and gets hit with that half and half neck breaker combination. And Connor Gates continuing to put the boots to Alexander, and he might be looking to put him away.
He's looking for that code bled, the move, of course, to put me away.
Hoists him up, and the code bled connects. Into the cover, hooking the leg. TJ Blxck still down on the outside, too. And Connor Gates and Ryan Quinn pick up the victory here. And I've got to say, Connor Gates and Ryan Quinn, Connor Gates and Alexander were the only two people in that match.
Connor Gates, he has such hatred for Alexander, he didn't even want to make the tag. He just threw everything he could at Alexander, just ignoring the fact that this was a tag team match. He didn't even want to give Ryan Quinn the chance to lay a strike on this guy who has
The
so many
winners of the match, the team of Connor Gates, your Twitch champion, Ryan Quinn.
Well, it's a win for Ryan Quinn, I guess, but a big win for Connor Gates going into Gold in the Bank. And could he be the one to walk out with the briefcase in just a week's time?
It could very well be. I'm definitely excited to see how that match ends up. The way those briefcases end up, it's really going to change the layout here in CWL. And some dramatic shifts could be on the horizon.
And speaking of dramatic shifts, it was a dramatic shift on the Nemesis brand when the Fatal Vices announced that they, announced themselves at Shadowband. And now Jessica Scarberry looking to pick up some momentum for her team as she goes up against April here tonight. And I've got to say, these are two people that are both in need of a win. And Jessica Scarberry, as what we know, has a little bit of backup with her here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Salem, Oregon, weighing 154 pounds, Jessica Scarsberry.
We see Jessica Scarberry making her way down to the ring here tonight. And, I've got to say, someone who debuted at the start of this season and has been on fire, has been a major talking point. Oh, sorry, she didn't debut. She debuted just before the end of Season 3. My apologies. But ever since then, she has been a major talking point on the Nemesis roster. And now, with the group of the Fatal Vices that she appears to be one of the leaders of, you can't deny that she's definitely made a name for herself in a short amount of time.
Now look, I would say a friendly relationship with the Fatal Vices, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing Scarberry pick up a win here tonight.
And her opponent, weighing 99 pounds, from Tokyo, Japan, April.
And now here comes April, of course, who's been doing a lot of training over in Japan, working, of course, with her significant other to kind of tune up her game, become a little bit more of a fearsome competitor. She has not been doing so well recently in terms of wins and losses, and she's not going to do any better because, quite frankly, Scarberry's going to kick the crap out of her tonight.
Well, here's the thing about April, is she's someone who can, you're right, her win-loss record, if you look at it as a blank, if you just look at it in vacuum, not very good competitive. But one thing you need to keep in mind, April has beat some of the best in the CWL, and is a former open-weight champion. She is someone who you cannot take lightly no matter how good you are, or she might be able to just upset you. Scarberry needs to make sure that any sort of ego or overconfidence she might have needs to be in check.
And just remind me, how long did that openweight championship reign last?
Gotta be honest, probably a month and a half.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. That's why Scarberry is going to absolutely dominate here tonight. A month is barely even a title reign. Look, it is impressive that she won that title in the first place. I don't want to take anything away from this competitor. But when it comes to resiliency, when it comes to holding on and persevering towards the win, April just doesn't have what it takes. If she spent a little bit less time cosplaying and a little bit more time working on her in-ring expertise, things might be a little different. But we'll see if that train that she's been embarking on is going to have an impact here in this match tonight. Quite frankly, I think Scarberry is still going to pick up the win.
I mean, I would definitely say Scarberry's the favorite to win, but April, like I said, someone who, you said, yes, that her reign didn't last very long, but I think her reign is a testament to the fact that she is someone you can't, take lightly, you can't underestimate, because she was underestimated, and that's how she became a champion. Scarberry can't afford to underestimate April here tonight, especially on the losing streak Scarberry's been on. But Scarberry right now in a bit of control, these two just trying to jock for position at the current moment.
You know what, I gotta say, you've changed my mind a little bit. I agree that, Scarberry, she has a little bit of an ego, and if she underestimates April, it could be her downfall in this match. So I will concede that it is important that Scarberry recognizes the threat that she's going up against in order to secure a win here tonight.
Yes, and right now April in control, but Jessica Scarberry doing a good job of keeping this thing even, and just a disrespectful slap to the face as she goes to the top rope. And now Scarberry looking to fly, picture perfect elbow drop right on the chest into the cover. No hooking the leg, however. Able to kick out at 2 was April. And we heard rumors that Olivia Bodum was going to be ringside for this match, but currently we don't see them. Maybe Jessica Scarberry, said to stay in the back. She wanted to prove she could do this herself.
Olivia Bodum, of course, she considers herself she's an extremely wrathful individual. She embarks on a lot of chaos. Perhaps she was too busy beating people up backstage to come down to ringside for this match.
As now we go see another cover here from Jessica Scarberry, and still not enough. April able to kick out again, but I think it might be time for her number to get called, as she is being set up for the autograph knee right to the head, and that has got to be it. That face breaker could be the breaker of the losing streak for Jessica Scarberry. No!
Oh my god. Now look, even though April was able to kick out there, I mean, who knows what kind of damage is already done. A knee to the face like that, I mean, that can fracture your orbital bone.
Oh,
you know about the orbital bone?
Oh, I know a lot about an orbital bone. Trust me, I've seen a couple get fractured from this commentary desk, and we might have just seen another injury. We might have just seen the shoulder rather, get dislocated from the arm of Jessica Scarberry. And now April starting to get on a run here, running hip attack.
That running klutz. And could she be setting up for her Usagi lock?
As now, wait a second, the rapid kicks. And a huge spinning roundhouse right to the side of the head. That might have just knocked out Jessica Scarberry into the cover, hooking the leg. Did April just pull up the upset? No.
Oh my god. Scarberry just took April's best shot and still kicked out. The running klutz directly into that knockout kick combination. But she is still powering out, still not letting herself be knocked down. But here comes April with these series of clotheslines. Oh my god, and a kick right to the bottom of the jaw.
Another big kick to the head. Scarberry gotta be on Dream Street, gotta be fighting on instinct at this point. Throwing April into the corner. Goes for the knees to the corner, not able to get it. April now goes for the Michinoku drive for Jessica Scarberry, able to float over, clothesline into the corner, and April is down.
Oh my god, a foot choke. That is extremely unpleasant, putting the full weight of her body right on the trachea of April there, making it harder for her to operate. And here she goes, putting the feet up on the ropes, very astute. But April able to kick out still.
Able to kick out, and now April sends Scarberry into the corner now. Goes for the running klutz in the corner, not able to get it. Side Russian light sweep from Scarberry. And now, Scarberry in control of this matchup. Sends her into the corner. What she got in mind?
I think she might be looking for that prodigy kick. Here she goes. Landed it.
That prodigy kick right to the chest. But we see the the damage of the match taking its toll on Scarberry, not able to capitalize immediately into the pin, but now looking for the autograph, that face breaker, and that has got to be it. Into the cover, hooking the leg, and Jessica Scarberry picks up a well-earned victory here tonight.
It was an extremely competitive matchup between these two athletes, but Jessica Scarberry was able to pull it out with not one, but 2 autographs. April should consider herself lucky. Not everyone gets one of those from the Prodigy.
And well, I've got to say, you know, like I said, well-earned. Both women brought it here tonight, but at the end of the day, Jessica Scarberry was able to dig down deep, land that second autograph, and she has now broken her losing streak. And you've got to feel she now has her sights set on whoever picks up the Nemesis Women's title at Golden Bank, or maybe she's got her eyes over at Marilyn Benson from Vindication, who recently retained openweight title.
The winner of the match, Jessica Scarberry.
Excellent work from Scarberry there. She's continuing to, you know, she's had a little bit of trouble, but I'm glad she was able to break her losing streak with this huge win over April tonight. Let's hope she can pull it off more in the future. Oh my goodness, and then the match. This is a heated match that I'm very excited to get to. Drake Harrison and Samuel Blxck, the 2 Detroit natives, are going to slug it out here in the ring tonight. A lot of animosity between these two, and I cannot wait to see that beef get settled in the ring tonight. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Clark?
Well, you know, you mentioned 2 huge wins. Drake Harrison picked up a huge win when he qualified for the Gold in the Bank ladder match. I believe beating Samuel Blxck in that match to qualify. Last week, Samuel Blxck went and attacked Drake Harrison. Now, both these men looking for revenge.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 225 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan, Drake Harrison.
The Detroit hero, Drake Harrison, make his way into the ring, and Drake Harrison's someone who's had quite the season, so to speak. I mean, look at the kid.
I mean, look, he's a tremendous athlete. He should spend a little bit less time dressing up like a superhero and a little bit more time working on his technical abilities, but that's just me.
And his opponent, Samuel Blxck.
And here comes Samuel Blxck. I mean, an absolutely towering individual. He's a bit of a super villain to Drake's superhero. I am very excited to see these 2 titans clash here in the ring. I mean, look at Samuel Blxck, the pure power on him. You know, he's wrapped himself in that, it's a little trashy, I gotta say, a little tacky. I would never be caught dead wearing anything like that, but he kind of pulls it off.
Yes, and he doesn't just pull it off, but he also likes to pull apart his opponents in these matches. We have seen him be brutal and pretty dominant. I think his first loss was actually to Drake Harrison in that fatal 4-way match. So you've got to feel that losing that streak, he has got to be definitely looking for revenge here tonight, if he hadn't already found it in that attack against Drake just a few short weeks ago.
This is going to be a classic pro wrestling battle of speed versus power. Drake Harrison, obviously an extremely agile and quick competitor, and Samuel Blxck, a bit more of a huge, powerful tank of an individual. I am very excited to see who's able to come out here on top, and quite frankly, I think it's going to be the power of Samuel Blxck.
Well, and you mentioned the power, and there we see that T-bone suplex there from Samuel Blxck, and these two just sort of been beating each other up, not really a lot of technical wrestling to start this one off.
With a quick striking combination from Drake Harrison, but reversed Irish whip to the corner by Samuel Blxck. Drake Harrison not going to give up that easily, though. What's he going to look for here?
Down in the corner, Tornado DDT connects. And this is where Drake Harrison thrives, when he's able to outmaneuver his opponent, when he's able to use his speed to his advantage.
Absolutely just spiking him right on the top of his head and then driving the point of the elbow into the sternum there. Samuel Blxck could be looking at a cracked rib if he isn't lucky.
And now we see him cracking the leg over the back of Drake Harrison. And now goes for a straight right, but Drake Harrison returns with one of his own and a drop kick launching Samuel Blxck. And Drake Harrison still got a lot of energy in the tank. Goes for that big backdrop suplex.
A fired up Drake Harrison is not a Drake Harrison you want to be in the ring with. He, of course, was the man to pin me in that Gold in the Bank qualifying ladder match. I mean, he's extremely quick. He's extremely powerful, deceptively powerful when you look at his size. But Samuel Blxck might be able to overcome with that huge huge left hand to the side of Drake Harrison's head. Right in the temple. That could have been a knockout blow.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen just straight rights and straight lefts knock people out, some of the best competitors. Endgame 2, Chris Putzis retained the YouTube title pretty much by knockout against Jacob Nitro. We could see that here tonight, depending on how long this thing goes on for. But Drake Harrison sending him off the ropes, ducks down, and gets another beautiful picture-perfect dropkick, does Drake Harrison.
Absolutely nailing him with that dropkick, but it is not enough to put down Samuel Blxck, kicking out just after the count of 1. Drake Harrison surprisingly maybe slowing down the pace a little bit. He usually likes a frenetic, quick pace, but he's locking him into this high-up here.
Well, Drake Harrison's been doing a lot of things we haven't been expecting as of late. I mean, with the dinosaur and the attacking of the referee during the Fatal 4-Way, I mean, you know, maybe he's going for a more technical style. Or maybe he's going to hit him with the heroic kick there. And that might be enough to put Samuel Blxck down into the cover 2. No.
Drake Harrison, that's one of his hardest hits, but not quite his best shot, which he may be looking for later in this match. Waiting for Samuel Blxck to get up. What's he looking for here?
Oh, wait for the crossbody and get caught and then tossed like a sack of potatoes across the ring.
Huge following slam by Samuel Blxck.
It's now Samuel Black's time to shine. Lifting him up and a huge spinning side slam.
1, 2. Oh, but it's not enough to keep Drake Harrison down. And he's powering him with those powerful kicks of Samuel Blxck. Dragon suplex right onto the back of the neck.
I think we saw Drake trying to go for that spinning side slam that Samuel Blxck just hit. And Samuel Blxck was ready for it. And now he's almost got a mandible claw in of sorts. Drake Harrison able to fight it off. And there we see it, the Red Wing knee into the cover. Falls Drake Harrison. And that's enough. Drake Harrison, I don't know if he won or if he just was able to survive Samuel Blxck here tonight.
Samuel Blxck was looking for that Bane Claw, but he couldn't lock it in as Drake Harrison was able to hit the Red Wing knee and secure a victory here tonight.
I've got to feel, in my professional opinion, as a commentator, that if he was able to fully lock in that claw, if Drake Harrison hadn't fought it off, we would very much so have a different result here tonight, especially after the brutal Dragon Suplex that preceded it.
The winner of the match, Drake Harrison.
Well, Drake Harrison picks up the victory here over Samuel Blxck, and now the Detroit hero has gold in the bank on his mind. He had a big gold in the bank last year, and I think he's looking to top it in 7 days' time.
And now our next matchup tonight, highly anticipated. But before that, we have Zach Anderson coming out to say some words.
Yeah, Zach Anderson, he's had a lot of words to say as of late. I think he's got a couple to say for our Honolulu audience here tonight.
Raymondo, my good friend, congrats for getting into the Gold in the Bank ladder match. Me and my father are so proud of you. But I don't want to break you. I want to end you, Raymondo. I don't want you winning that ladder match because I want my shot against you myself. I want to be the one to end you, Raymondo. And I know your ego is too big to face me if you have that case. I'm not going to let you win it.
Sanderson, you have no friends. Join the Vice Club. The great Raymondo never has more success. If you win, you have friend like Raymondo Vice. You know great Raymondo. Raymondo God now.
Raymondo, I've told you, I don't like your stupid friends. And they're bad people. So I need to beat some sense into you. You stupid, stupid man-child. I'll beat the sense out of you so you have a reason to not be able to talk properly.
Raymondo thinks Sanderson angry. Is this because Raymondo kicks him Derek into dimension? Vice friend's not stupid. You angry? You don't know what you're saying, eh? Raymondo know what to do. You go sleep, it'd be better tomorrow. Yes, often child do this. Raymondo have sleep a little punch in the pork fat. Then Raymondo takes Sanderson have. Many ham for Vice.
Raymondo, I'm not angry. I would never be angry at you, buddy. But never call me an orphan again. Now give me an answer to my challenge before I rip your head off of your body. Reminding me of my father's death. I'll break you, Raymondo. I'll break you!
Raymondo thinks Sanderson really angry. Raymondo think you do need to sleep. Yes, okay. Raymondo, beat the Sanderson, and then you feel better when we come, maybe. Maybe you'll be happy, and you join Vice with Corlock and Ramas and Jekyll and...
Raymondo!
Yeah?
I'm never angry. But now you've given me your answer.
On a huge right hand there from Zach Anderson. Raymondo hightailing it out of there.
Not a good idea for Raymondo to bring up Zach Anderson's father. That never goes down well.
Yeah, I've got to feel like Raymondo may be lucky only left there with a right hand to the face.
Give him a little bit of a black eye when he's competing at Gold in the Bank next week.
Speaking of face, it's time for the Fatal Vices to face off against some of Nemesis's, superstars here. FJA, Buzzsaw Briggs, and Jude Morgan. Three men we have seen perform very well on the Nemesis roster against, well, a lot of the Fatal Vices, especially these three in particular, they're sort of newcomers to Nemesis. They only came in towards the end of Season 3, and now they go up against some of the people that have been here for a minute on Nemesis.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first, Ken Wolf, Jake Eagle, and Matthew Ramirez. Fatal Vices.
Ken Warlock making his way down to the ring. The leader of the Fatal Vices and the challenger to Rulk Attack's Nemesis World Championship. I've got to say, this is easily, at Gold in the Bank, this will easily be the biggest opportunity of this man's young career.
Now look, can he get it done against Rulk Attack? That remains to be seen, but this is one, he's a terrifying competitor, and I'm very excited to see what he's able to do here, not only tonight, but at Gold in the Bank itself, when he's going to be competing for that prestigious World Championship.
Absolutely, and imagine the scenes if Ken Warlock not only just as a bit of a CWL newcomer beats Blxck Attack, but also the Fatal Vices walk out with not just the World title, but the tag team titles, as these two will be challenging Pistolero for those tag team belts.
The question is, can Pistolero continue his one-man reign of dominance over a tag team championship? And the American Dreamboats, now, of course, members of the Fatal Vices, they definitely feel differently. They think that they are going to go in there and demolish Pistolero. I heard them talking about it backstage. They were extremely confident in their chances to win, and quite frankly, so am I.
I mean, Matthew Ramirez and Jake Eagle, two of the best that we have here on Nemesis in singles or in tag team action. I mean, Jake Eagle undefeated this season, as he has made quite the point to make. Matthew Ramirez, up until his loss to Blxck Attack, has yet to lose in singles action. So, if I'm Pistolero, you're going to need all your strength of 10 men to beat them.
And their opponents, FJA, Jude Morgan, the Buzzsaw Briggs.
FJA leading the team here of him, Jude Morgan, and Buzzsaw Briggs. I gotta say, when it comes to this team specifically, I have a bit of history with two of the members. I've, of course, unfortunately lost to FJA, although I would say that the result of that match is a little bit in dispute. And then I had a huge win over Jude Morgan, who I think we're going to be seeing next coming out here tonight.
Yes, and here's the thing about FJA. You've got to feel he's going up against Ken Warlock, the man who will be facing Blxck Attack at Gold in the Bank, when FJA recently lost a Nemesis World title match against Blxck Attack. But speaking of people who have faced Blxck Attack, Jude Morgan, the only person at the Supremacy Cup last season to pick up a victory over Gruul, who ended up winning the whole thing. And I've got to feel, you mentioned how you beat Jude Morgan, but you know, Jude Morgan, from what we've seen, he can definitely pull it out when the lights are up bright. And tonight, he goes up against the Fatal Vices. Let's see if he can pull it out.
If he beat Blxck Attack, and I beat him, does that mean that I, technically by association, beat Blxck Attack?
No. But it does mean you beat Jude Morgan.
That is true. I cannot argue with your logic there.
Yes.
But my win, as excellent as it is, does not matter here tonight. What matters right now is which one of these two three-man teams is going to get the victory here tonight. And here comes the final member of team number 2, of course, Brian Buzzsaw Briggs, Triple B.
Yes, and Buzzsaw, someone who, you know, definitely has a lot of history here on Nemesis. Never been one, though, who has ever been able to grasp a hold of that top prize or the Twitch title. He has yet to win gold here in CWL. That being said, this Hitman has definitely shown his stuff and has shown the ability to, you know, tango with the top stars of Nemesis.
He's a hard-hitting cowboy, and I like that about him. I'm hoping that he shows who's got here tonight, but quite frankly, I just don't think it'll be enough against a team of not only one, not two, but three members of the Fatal Vices.
Well, and that's the thing at the same time. The Fatal Vices are a cohesive unit, whereas these three, they sort of have their own, you know, checks and balances for themselves. You've got to wonder if, you know, the cohesion just isn't there for Buzzsaw, Jude, and FJA. But stranger things have happened on Nemesis. Especially with Matthew Ramirez, stranger things have definitely happened. I don't want to talk about Laser Eyes, but I'm just saying he may or may not have been responsible for a $2,000 hospital trip.
My question is, how does the outcome of this match change if Matthew Ramirez uses laser eyes on one of his opponents and vaporizes them? It then does become, unless I'm incorrect, a 3-on-2 competition.
Well, because he does, you see, Scott, because he does not have the Super Puma armor with him, he does not have the ability to do the laser eyes. Well, thankfully for me, because last time he did in a Nemesis arena, like I said, 3rd-degree burns everywhere.
You?
Yes, I was in a lot of pain, and I still had to call endgame a week later.
I'm tremendously sorry to hear that. That is really unfortunate. But anyway, with that huge fisherman suplex, Ken Warlock getting the early edge over FJA. Now, I'm not an expert in cybernetic enhancements, but even without them, I have no doubt that Matthew Ramirez's tremendous tag team wrestling ability will be enough to get him the edge here in this match, with his, of course, flawless cohesion with his partner, Jake Eagle, and also the leader of the Fatal Vices, of course, Ken Warlock on their side.
Yes, the three of them making their presence known as a team at Shadowband when they sort of grouped up with Raymondo and banished Derek into the planes of space and time. And now those three are looking to pretty much take over Nemesis in a way. They have a chance to leave strapped with gold from head to toe at the end of Gold in the Bank. And Raymondo has a chance to leave with the Gold in the Bank briefcase.
That is true. It could be Gold in the Bank next week. Could be a great showing for the Fatal Vices. They could absolutely dominate in all aspects. They could leave with the briefcase and the World Championship and the tag team titles. I mean, that's terrifying to think about.
That is pretty much a hostile takeover of the men's division, at least, should they be able to pull that off. But right now, they've got to contend with FJA, who's currently putting in the work against Ken Warlock, and commentator's curse. As soon as I say that, he gets hit with an arm drag. But he gets it back to friendly territory, and now looking to tag in Jude Morgan.
Jude Morgan with that huge boot to the face. And maybe if he had shown some of that fire in his match against me, he could have lasted a little bit longer than 3 minutes.
Yes, well, right now,
speaking of people who don't last longer than 3 minutes, Ken Warlock absolutely getting the boots put to him here and getting taunted on by Jude Morgan.
Ken Warlock, someone who we've seen, you know, he's someone who can take a beating and then bounce back. You know, he's definitely got an air of resiliency to him. Jake Eagle saw that firsthand back at Jailbreak, but right now, Jude Morgan looking to take out Ken Warlock here as he hits him with that around the post Tiger feint kick.
A very dangerous move to be on the receiving end of. And what's he going for here? Oh my god, just slamming Ken Warlock's face onto the ground. Do you think that mask protects him, or do you think it hurts him more?
You know, it depends on how the mask is fitted. If it has it could be something where if it's constantly getting pushed up against you, it would hurt. But if it's something where it's sort of like more of a leather or a material number, then, you know, it would sort of just flow like a glove. And speaking of flow, he's looking to go flow right into another Tiger feint kick. And Jude Morgan is almost styling on Ken Warlock at this point.
Mask or not, taking those two boots to the face is going to be an unpleasant experience for any competitor. But speaking of which, a guy who we've talked about a lot but have not seen yet in this match, here comes Matthew Ramirez.
Matthew Ramirez could be a dark horse pick from the most dangerous member of the Fatal Vices. I mean, like I said, until he lost to Gulk Attack just the other week, he had been undefeated on Nemesis in singles action, and now we see him get caught there with that spinning cutter, and Jude Morgan might be looking to hand him his second pinfall loss.
Matthew Ramirez is able to shrug off the effects of that Dragon Twist cutter.
Now sent it to the corner, and now he's being sent for a ride. Another one on deck. Tiger feint kick connects.
Jude Morgan has really enjoyed pulling that out in this match so far. The question is, will Matthew Ramirez be able to fire back and fire up to take out his competition?
I mean, if it works, it works. He might be going for it again. No, this time Matthew Ramirez able to get out of the way, not letting him get a chance to set it up. And now sending him into the corner. And now it's Matthew Ramirez taking Jude Morgan for a ride there with that high kick.
Starting to get a little bit of advantage, and could he be looking to land him with that huge round kick to the side of the head? I thought he might have been going for to try to pour some sugar on him there.
No, and now Buzzsaw Briggs able to get in, lands that huge big boot. Matthew Ramirez gets straight up and gets caught with the lariat. And now Buzzsaw Briggs looking to take the fight to Daddy Luscious. Exploder suplex sends Matthew Ramirez into the Fatal Vice's corner, and Buzzsaw Briggs walking straight in to enemy territory and pulling Matthew Ramirez out.
Buzzsaw Briggs, there's a lot of not so nice stuff you can say about him, but here's one nice thing that you definitely can. He is fearless. But that might be to his disadvantage as he charges into the enemy corner and gets hit with that huge kick to the face by Matthew Ramirez.
And now we see Matthew Ramirez connect with the heat of the moment. And that might be the final moments of this match. No.
A move that's put many competitors that have been standing on the other side of Matthew Ramirez away. But Buzzsaw Briggs able to power out. He's not done yet.
Yes, and now Jake Eagle, the undefeated Jake Eagle in this season, coming into the ring with that Northern Light suplex. And he's definitely looking to continue his winning streak going into Gold in the Bank.
I mean, this could be a huge upset. I mean, his winning streak has been nothing to scoff at, but imagine if he gets a loss here tonight. That could be huge, an upset of momentum going into that Gold in the Bank match against Pistolero, our tag team champion.
Especially, yes, going into what may say the biggest match of his career in 7 days' time. You definitely do not want to go in a loss, and you definitely don't want to go in a loss when that loss is your first of the season. How demoralizing it is could be shattering. And speaking of shattering, looking to shatter the knee of Buzzsaw Briggs with that elbow.
Oh my goodness. And now what's Buzzsaw looking for here? Maybe one of his... Oh,
always the cutting edge. The Yonagian now looking to set up for a move that has put many a foe away. Kick to the gut. And the Buzzsaw Bomb connects.
You're pre-copying me. I was going to say Buzzsaw Bomb.
Regardless, he might be saying victory. No. Buzzsaw Briggs not able to end the streak just yet.
And Jake Eagle is saying, you're going to have to pry that winning streak from my cold, dead hands, because I am not taking a loss here tonight.
I mean, considering Buzzsaw Briggs is a hitman, I'm sure he has no qualms with physically killing Jake Eagle to get the win. With that being said, Jake Eagle trying to fight out of Buzzsaw Briggs' corner, but Briggs pulling him right back in.
Are you allowed to kill your competitor in a CWL match? I feel like that's against the rule.
Legally, I plead the fifth.
Because I was doing some research and I found that there used to be a competitor here who ended the lives of a couple of his opponents, and I'm just not sure what the legality of that is. Anyway, so let me tell you what, those knees should be illegal. The huge knee combo from Ken Warlock to FJA. Oh my god, it's going to be looking for vengeance.
And I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done at all. Goes for, I think he was looking to go into a DDT there, but not able to get it. And now FJA connects with a DDT of his own. As now we see him. Oh, and I think Ken Warlock for maybe the fourth time in this match with a Tiger fake kick. Now this time from FJA instead of Jude Morgan.
He's got to be tired of that. And he's showing it. He's firing back up with that huge jawbreaker. Another huge knee to the gut.
And now FJA making the tag to Jude Morgan. And Morgan connects with the clothesline. And now this time able to trip up Ken Warlock. The Warlock getting to his feet here. But gets caught. Oh wait, got caught to him. And now a cutter there from out of nowhere from Warlock. And this is right where Warlock wants to be.
The final sin. Jinx.
Yes, well, I think if he hits that, it might be the final move of Blxck Attack's world title reign, should he connect with it at Gold in the Bank. That punch is ever so dangerous.
Ken Warlock feels like Blxck Attack owes him that Nemesis World Championship, just like you owe me a soda after that Jinx.
Hey man, talk to me about it after the show.
the winners of the match, the team of Ken, Warlock, Jake, Eagle, Danny Luscious, Matthew Ramirez, Fatal Vices.
The Fatal Vices stand tall, going in to Gold in the Bank. And speaking of Gold in the Bank, oh wait a second, Jacob Nitro making his way down to the ring here. And I think Nitro, last week we saw, well, I guess in the past few weeks we've seen him and, Stockz, Shields, sort of start to get buddy-buddy. Could we be hearing a bit more about that here tonight?
Jacob Nitro entering the ring very gingerly here. I wonder what he has to say. Getting fired up now. And harsh words there from Jacob Nitro, laying out exactly what he and Anarchy Inc. plan to do to the CWL Tag Team Division.
I mean, I've got to agree with him on some points there. It's always cool to see new faces in the tag division, but they're gonna have to see what they can do in the ring before I start campaigning for them to get a title shot. And now, speaking of title shots, here are 3 women who'll be competing for a chance at the ultimate title opportunity at Gold in the Bank. Celine Adams, Quinn Edwards, and Casey Sabin. All 3 of these women have won their qualifiers, and now they are just one step away from Gold in the Bank here tonight.
This is a match I've been looking forward to all night, and I cannot wait for it to begin. Our main event here on Nemesis.
Event of Nemesis is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 140 pounds, from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Selena Adams.
And here comes our first competitor, Selena Adams, an absolute wizard with her technical submission holds. Will she be able to lock in the Selena Sunset here tonight and score that victory over her 2 extremely tough competitors and get that burst of momentum going into that Gold in the Bank ladder match?
Well, and it's funny you bring up the technical side, because just think, she's going into a ladder match. I don't care how good of a submission wizard you aren't going to be able to tap out a ladder to win the match. Like, you have to climb it. It's a completely different ball game than she is used to, because she has never competed in a ladder match before in the CWL. It'll be interesting.
And her opponents, weighing 200 pounds, from Los Angeles, California, Quinn Edwards.
But we want to talk about Selena Adams. Here's a woman who beat Selena Adams just a couple weeks ago here on Nemesis, Quinn Edwards. And these two actually have a little bit of history over in Japan in Wildfire Pro Wrestling. Both former champions, Selena Adams beating Quinn Edwards in a triple threat match to win her second reign with the title. So you've got to feel if any two of these women are going to have some animosity between each other, it's going to be Quinn and Selena.
Of course, the problem is, you know, obviously Quinn did get that victory over Selena Adams, but Selena Adams is an extremely tough competitor. She might be scouting that Quinn driver and keeping an eye out for it this time. It might be a lot harder for Quinn Edwards to replicate that victory that she had last time.
Absolutely, especially now that Selena Adams has sort of broken her slump that she was in for the first couple months of the season. Now she's on a winning streak. Let's see if she can keep it intact here tonight.
Weighing 138 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan, Casey Sabin.
And Casey Sabin, the final edition of this triple threat main event that we have here on Nemesis tonight. I mean, these three competitors, obviously they've had their shares of struggles. They are all pretty hot here right now, getting ready, all winning their qualifying matches to get into that Gold in the Bank ladder match that they want that opportunity at so badly. I mean, a lot of people, the concept of momentum in wrestling has been disputed, to say the least. Some people say, well, getting a victory before your big match doesn't mean anything, because you still haven't won the big match. But the psychological component of wrestling is so important that I think a lot of people undervalue it. Getting that victory over two of your fellow competitors in that ladder match, it makes you a threat. It makes you a little bit of a target, but it also intimidates your opponent. When you're in that ladder match, let's say, for example, that Selena Adams is able to get the victory here tonight. When she's going into that ladder match, Quinn Edwards is going to take a look at her and say, I don't want to go after her because she totally kicked my butt last week. That is what a triple threat match does going into a ladder match like we're going to see next week.
And also you've got to, you know, I'm sure you might know about this since you're an actual wrestling competitor, but it's also a confidence thing. I mean, going into it knowing, I just beat these two, now I just need to focus on the other three on the other side of the brand. That can definitely give you a boost of confidence going into a major situation. And all three of these women are looking to prove that they can beat anyone it takes to win that briefcase. As Sabin and Selena go by each other, Sabin just booting Selena in the top of the head.
And nailing Quinn Edwards with that huge straightjacket DDT. And of course, you mentioned confidence. I don't like to be too arrogant. I'm very humble. Everyone knows. I try not to mention my immense wealth or my tremendously good looks or my, of course, impeccable wrestling intelligence. I try not to mention any of that because I'm very down to earth. But these competitors here, some of them have a little bit of an ego, unlike me. But the thing is, that ego will be well deserved if they're able to score that win here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, Cena's doing well after getting booted in the head at the start of the match after going for that spear. But now we see Casey Sabin on the ropes as Quinn Edwards putting the kicks and the strikes into the head of Selena Adams. And Adams might be the target in this match.
Nailing her with that huge German suplex right in the back of the neck and that knee to the face. I mean, Selena Adams is not going to be feeling good even in the early stages of this matchup. And Casey Sabin taking advantage of her absence by tossing some jabs at Quinn Edwards, who was able to reverse it and toss it right out of the ring.
And just as Selena gets into the ring, they both leave, but Quinn Edwards looking to meet her here, and now it's Selena Adams laying in the kicks to Edwards, taking them down, and now looking to target the arm early, setting up for that Selena sunset.
Well, also, a lot of those kicks are aimed at the leg, knotting up the quadricep. Do you know about the quadricep? Have you heard of that?
I've heard about quads and quad bites. Oh, we see it go for the spear and a big miss there. Sorry, please talk about your quadriceps.
I'm not talking about my quadriceps, although they are impeccable. I'm talking, of course, about the quadriceps of Quinn Edwards, who's been the target of those kicks. Going to make it a lot harder for her to execute her signature maneuvers and also run around. Like, look at this. She's got to be feeling the pain as she went in for that shoulder tackle because of all those kicks to the quad.
Absolutely, and we saw her get stuffed with that DDT there into the mat, and now Adams looking to capitalize, but not enough. This is too early. You know, we've seen Selena Adams be a champion here in the CWL, but, you know, all three of these women have won titles around the world. You know, we've seen Quinn Edwards and Selena Adams, like I said, former Wild Type Wrestling Women's Champions. We saw Casey Sabin win a tag team title, but right now we might be seeing Selena Adams win this match with the French 5, but only a 1 count so far. Quinn Edwards making a statement with that kick out.
Quinn Edwards, of course, you know, she had that huge win against Selena Adams before. She could have scouted even more of her offense this time and kind of protected herself from the majority of the impact of that devastating French 5. But, oh my God.
And now,
for that
Selena Sunset locked in on Casey Sabin. Referee in perfect position to see if there's a tap out here. Sabin trying to fight on, trying to survive, able to roll her way onto her back and able to break out of the hold. It connects with that huge pumping bicycle kick.
Nursing that injured arm, but manages to connect with the leg as she rolls through into that cover, but Quinn Edwards trying to break it up.
Yes, and now all three women standing, just sort of battling back and forth. And Quinn Edwards connecting with that dropkick, knocking both of them down into the cover on Casey Sabin, but only a 1 count.
Quinn Edwards has got to be thinking about unleashing some of her big shots here. That Quinn driver has not yet been used, but she's got to be taking a look for it right now.
And speaking of big shots there, the fall before the goddess from Casey Sabin to Quinn Edwards, only a 2 count though. Selena Adams in no hurry to try and save Quinn Edwards in this match.
And she could be looking to hit that taste of Sabin.
That jumping complete shot, and that has got to be it. Into the cover, hooking the leg, and Casey Sabin just picked up a huge win here tonight. Someone who people might have considered the underdog of the three going into this, just pinned Selena Adams going into Gold in the Bank.
I gotta admit, I really thought Selena Adams or Quinn Edwards was gonna pick up that win, but Casey Sabin surprisingly with a huge victory here tonight, picking up the momentum, and could she replicate this next week at Gold in the Bank?
I mean, at Gold in the Bank, it's truly a toss-up because you'll also have the women from Vindication competing. It's anyone's game, but we had that big talk about momentum and that big talk about confidence. And Casey Sabin has got to feel on top of the world right now.
The winner of the main event, Casey Sabin.
Well, it was a big win for Casey Sabin and a big night here on Nemesis. We'll see you again in 7 days' time for Gold in the Bank, but until then, I've been Alexander Shaw. He's been Jay Scott, bidding you a very farewell adieu.